Brevin, I don't know how it feels, but it kind of put a smile on my face.
I'm glad you're starting with something with a smile.
Yeah.
You haven't had that just starting a long time.
No, last week I was angry. But put a smile on my face, and I'm not really even sure why. But the Denver Nuggets fired their head coach with 3 games left. What the hell are they doing?
Letting the Grizzlies off of the hook.
Right.
Being a team talking about is firing their
I mean, this one's far crazier, right? I mean, he won a championship 2 years ago. They have the MVP. I mean, their second best player's hurt.
So to say,
whoo, they crazy.
To say that there was a level of shock when we get, and so I'm just
unbelievable, right?
I'm just sitting around at the hotel, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what? What is this?
Yeah.
Is this serious? And and it wasn't just the coach. It was like, well, you know what, Calvin Boo, you go with him.
And I guess the report is they were going to fire him at the end of the season, but they just wanted to stop the bleeding. And do it now. Do it now with 3 games left. You know, we talked last week about, could the Grizzlies, is it possible to just flip the switch, right? Maybe that's what they're thinking in Denver. You know, we're capable. We've won a championship. We got the best player on the floor every single night. Maybe this will just flip the switch.
I mean, that's what your mindset has to be.
Right.
I mean, because there's no way that you think any other way than how is this move going to help us win a championship? That's what they're accustomed to doing. That's the players that they have. Their team has been assembled to do that.
Right.
And so they had to feel comfortable enough with making that decision and doing away with whatever negative air there may have been around. Because I think a lot of times when these happen, you tend to think, well, there was a spirit that just wasn't going in the direction that they thought could get better.
Right.
And so, hey, if you think it's that time, and I guess their owner felt like it's that time.
It feels with both the Grizzlies and the Nuggets, their moves, if you were just basically scrapping the season,
you would understand.
Maybe you don't make the move, right? Because what's the point? Just wait till the off season. But it's kind of let's see if we can get something, you know, for the rest of the year. And who knows? We'll wait and see on both. Welcome to Night Court, everybody. This is the large show. I'm Rob Fisher. He is Brevin Knight. We're on the Twitter at the Fish Nation at Brevin Knight 22. The show can be found at Night Court 22, and you can also watch this podcast. If you're listening, we thank you. But you can also watch the podcast each and every week on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. So check it out and search Night Court, and boom, you'll be able to watch the show. I'm also happy because the Grizzlies just went on a 3-game road winning streak at the most crucial time of the season, and it's too much to ask for 3 more. but this 3-game road trip had dramatics and close games, had the blowout, but playing well and getting wins.
You see, I got my fatigues going. You know why? Because this is, at this point in time, this is where you go to war.
This is when you get in the mud.
This is where you got to pull out everything that you have in you to win games, to keep you in a position, and also to find some type of positive spirit about yourself, because that was the other thing we were talking about, spirit. It just felt like there wasn't enough positivity to give them the opportunity to win.
Right.
And so, but with that, that's what we saw. They went into Miami and had to win. And were able to pull out in the end. John Morant, with his heroics, something that you start to be accustomed to at least seeing you get a good shot opportunity, and he knocked it down. And so that was fun to watch that game. And then you go in and play against a physical Detroit team, and really bang the boards with Edey, who's been great. Mm-hmm. But I think they've shown, business mind in Charlotte. I think there's been a renewed sense of urgency.
Yes.
Is what I would call it.
And that's great, because we had been searching to see this team have a sense of urgency. I thought Santi said something interesting. It was after, I guess, the Golden State game. Mm-hmm. it was another 2 games where they played okay, but they didn't get the results because they got beat and still didn't do things that were haunting them. We talked about it, fourth quarter, not being able to produce. But Santi said after that game, he said, we feel like we have found something. Now we just have to repeat it, and we have to do it for 48 minutes. But we trust in each other, and he said, I think it sounds cliche, I know, but we really believe we found a little something. And I think that's what they found. They found a sense of urgency where you're playing 5 guys connected right now. And I think you weren't for a long stretch of time.
Remember I told you, the thing is when you make those changes,
right,
in terms of moving on from a coach, then the level of accountability becomes more for players. There's no other way for it to go at this point is, well, what are you going to make of this at this point? If you're not a good team, you're just still trying to learn and go. But when you are a team that had been second in the West for the majority of the season, and then just since All-Star break has had the collapse that they've had, you know that it's in there. It's just a matter of now, let's go and show it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the position that they were put in, and I think they've responded well. And a big part of that is the belief in one another, of knowing where somebody's going to be, knowing what your role is going to be. I think all of those things combined with, of course, Ja Morant being out on the floor, being able to do what he does, Dez and Jaren being able to do it, and then just the team concept, I think that put a lot more on them to have to go out and now get it done, and they're doing it to this point.
Yeah. In Miami, it was call 12 as he hits the game winner in dramatic fashion, and it was a fun way to start the trip because that one goes the other way. Cool, we're in Miami, and it's fun, and we're staying overnight, but
it's still not a good feeling.
Oh, what a horrible feeling that could have been, and what a difference just him making that shot.
Well, what a difference his second half. He had 3 in the first half. He had 27 in the second half.
Yeah.
And I say, like, there are just those players in our league who just have that ability to flip a switch where that's just not going well. But just if there's another half to be played, I can get it right.
Or I need to take over.
Yeah, and it's what he did. And so it's what we expect.
Yeah.
But the other guys have continued to get more and more experience of that also, which we found in the next game.
So Ja did the finger guns again and he got fined $75,000 for that. I only bring that up because of what comes later. Then we had Detroit. Desmond Bane was amazing. He loves that building. He's been amazing in Detroit. But that was a good win because when you were looking at the 3-game road trip, you're thinking, all right, we have to at least go 2-1 because Detroit's a really good team. Clinched a playoff spot the night before. Cade Cunningham was back in the lineup, and Desmond Bane was great. And you found out late that Ja wasn't going to play because of food poisoning, and you had to play without him, and that was a really good win. That one felt really good.
Yeah, it felt good because we got to see Dez be as good as he was. Got things started off well. We saw Jaren through the game, made a big shot late, had him a double-double with a big game himself, and so it was good to see those two in late game situations make the plays that they made because it's going to take them going along with Ja for them to be able to win playoff caliber games. And so it was good, not to say that anyone had lost confidence, but to be able to, for the team to be able to do it in the fashion that they did it, I think it's going to bode well in the next games coming.
Yeah. Oh, and Zach Edey had 21 rebounds.
He has looked phenomenal. And we were sitting here talking before, I think the biggest thing is we're seeing him play basketball and not think basketball. And I thought there was, in the learning process, there was a lot of thinking. So just things that came naturally to him that he had worked so hard to become, I thought those had taken a back seat to just trying to figure out where, how. But now he's playing. And we see because of that, you see his mobility is different.
Yeah.
Like the way that he is getting rebounds, timing, seeing where the ball is coming. This is a whole different Zach Edey than what we watched coming through. He was more, I would say, robotish as from beginning.
Right.
Now this is just, I mean, guys make a move off the dribble. You think that you got in there, and then all of a sudden that size. He's showing athleticism, the dunking on people now, and not being tentative with going up and finishing. It's been as much as it's been in watching the team, but individually, this has been tremendous to watch him grow.
Yeah, he was huge again in Charlotte in that win. Ja had a massive game in Charlotte as well. But Zach, yeah, it's been fun to watch. I thought you brought up something interesting last night. This guy's used to playing big minutes too.
Yes.
You know, because he did in college. He never came off the floor in college.
Yeah, never got in foul trouble.
No.
And even now, he's able to do that. And so it was to come back with 19 rebounds and got upset.
I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Bless you.
Thank you.
That happens, especially at this time of the year.
Yeah, the pollen, you know.
So the thing is, when they took him out at the end of the game, you saw he looked up and was like, man, just give me one more possession. If you just give me one more possession, I can get one more. And that would have been back-to-back 20. But they've had to win, and they've gone out and done it.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then so Ja, he since he was fined, he decided to change his celebration after 3, and now it is pull the clip, throw the grenade, cover the ears.
I think it's him throwing out his words. And he's throwing his words out, and he's not listening to what the people have to say.
People are saying about him?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's probably it.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Definitely. Whatever it means, it's hysterical.
I mean, so even if you don't know what's going on.
Not only does he cover his ears, he crouches down and covers his ears.
He doesn't want to hear the people.
He doesn't want to hear the people.
He's trying to keep the noise out.
That's what it's laugh. Oh man, that was great. I wonder, is that going to be the deal going forward, or are we going to have something new every game?
I mean, I would like to see if he has something new every game, then this would just take on.
It'd be like a slam dunk contest. What's Ja going to do tonight? It would be great.
He's gonna not listen to what the people are saying.
Yeah. Oh, it was an amazing celebration, or celly, as some people like to call it. Bad news from the Charlotte game. Yes. Jaylen Wells injury. It's a frightening, horrible fall. A reckless, not malicious foul. And he goes down hard, stretchered off the floor, taken to the hospital. Broken wrist. He stayed overnight for tests and things, but hopefully it's just a broken wrist because it certainly was a terrifying fall.
Yeah, it's one of the uglier falls that I've ever seen, and I tell people the biggest thing is how quiet the arena became immediately. When it happened, and even when the EMTs came out as quickly as they did, I mean, it was dead silent. A lot of prayers. You see a lot of people praying. The Grizzlies, they huddled up, said a prayer, and so it was definitely one of the things that you saw it once. It was like I don't need to ever see it again.
Yeah, it was awful, and we wish Jaylen the best. And basketball-wise, obviously, he's a guy that has started all season for the Grizzlies in your 3 games remaining in the regular season in this playoff push. I assume Vince Williams steps into the starting rotation?
Yeah, I mean, it's the most logical move in terms of
he started the second half,
right? And of who also has played the position before,
right?
And with this group. And so, it's going to be big. Everybody's going to have to move up one. There may be situational. We saw John Conchar come in and just ask him to be and do exactly what he normally does, which is just make some winning plays for them. And the only thing is, what hurts you now is those are two people that they now have lost from their rotation that were really good, were major contributors in Jaylen Wells and in Brandon Clark.
Arguable two guys who were on the floor to close games.
Yeah. BC and the versatility, but I think what has happened, we talk about with Zach Edey, a big function of it was they needed him to be more and do these things in terms of rebounding on both ends, because I think his defensive rebounding is really what's got offensively. He was offensively rebounding all season. It was on the defensive side. Could you be able to play pick and roll coverage and now turn your hips, get ready to go back and rebound? And then he's had to do more. You mentioned it already. The playing higher minutes won't be a problem for him.
No, not at all. All right, so here we go. It's Minnesota. It's at Denver. I called it before the season started, the worst schedule.
Oh, this is dirty.
Back-to-back that you I mean, I guess there are worse, but not many are worse for the Grizzlies than this. Playing at 8:45 on Thursday night at home and flying to Denver, which is a good, 2.5?
2.5 hour flight.
And then get into Denver's airport, which is a 40-minute drive to the hotel, and then having to play at altitude that night. That's not cool.
With as much will be on the line as that game will be. Now, even added there was already going to be the playoff positioning battle, but now there also being the battle of now with a new coach.
Yeah.
Under all of this, with being put in the same position that I think the Grizzlies players are put into at this point. And so you expect, now it's just a little added inspiration for a team that can be, when they're clicking and playing well, and they're another team that you say, why not?
And then you got Dallas, and Dallas, everybody seems to just say, oh, okay, we got that one. But not so fast.
Not with Anthony Davis playing, doing what he's doing.
Certainly can't have that attitude going into the Dallas game. All right, so these final three, what's the Grizzlies' record, Brevin?
I think they go 3-0.
Get out of here!
I think they have I think with the way, if Zach can be able to continue to play and rebound at the rate that he does, but combine that with, if Jaren can just stay on the floor enough consistently to give himself an opportunity to get a rhythm in the game, then they have that part. And at the end of the day, it still comes down to Ja Morant. And what we've seen from him is when healthy and when on the floor, and when it's these type of situations, he tends to rise. And how Dez continues to, whatever you need, I'm there to give it to you. But to see him knocking down shots again the way that I feel that they also, that underdog mentality, the team that people had not talked about where they were, I think they're at that point where we want to continue to turn this corner. We want to win a playoff series. We want to be playing well, and they're doing it to this point.
Good start for sure. All right, the other teams. How about the Lakers? They lose because Luka gets thrown out of the game because apparently he was yelling at a fan, but JT Orr, the official, thought Luka was yelling at him. And so he had already had a technical, so JT Orr throws him out of the game. And afterwards, in the pool report and everything, they said he had directed vulgarity towards the official. Okay, so the officials are standing by their story.
Hey, that's solidarity.
But regardless of all that, what is Luka saying to a fan that would get him kicked out of a basketball game? And why is he saying that to a fan? And LeBron postgame's like, fans, man, they say some weird shit. And I'm like, oh, come on, LeBron, seriously. Yeah, fans might say some weird shit, but you don't. What are you saying to these fans that's getting you thrown out of an NBA game?
Maybe if you put too many curses together.
Yeah.
Then that deems not so. But to me, if you So I can't argue it because I probably have said some things to the fans. Because sometimes they get out of pocket, Fish. Some people get out of pocket. And I hear what you're trying to say. We're in the heat of the moment. You want me to just be like,
They're children.
Listen, we ain't said nothing about if these was children. And for the most part, being down there, these ain't just children, whoever he was talking to. So I can't sit up here right now and act like, oh yeah, when people used to yell stuff over and over, I was just like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm just playing the game. You say whatever you want over there. Talk about my mama. Say what you want to say about people down. Don't worry about it. Come on, Fish. You lying. You lying. I don't have that much self-control to be able to listen to it, but for so long.
Man. All right.
That's it.
I just thought it was kind of funny.
Listen. I wish I would have
Yelling
heard.
at fans. Come on, Luka.
I want to hear what it was.
Luka yells at everybody. He yells at the bench. He was yelling at Tomas. And I'm like, the guy just got the job. Give him a break. Man, what are you doing? It was his first game as a head coach.
He introduced himself.
I guess so. Do you know who I am? Might want to guard me. Probably that good stuff. So then the Timberwolves lost because they were up by 20, they were up 24 in the fourth quarter and lose by 7, which is unbelievable.
40-13 fourth quarter. Milwaukee outscored them.
Makes this game with Minnesota even bigger now because now you can eliminate them basically from you.
Exactly, because that'll put the Grizzlies 2 games up. And I wonder, the season series right now?
We're killing it. We already won the season series.
So that's out the window.
Yeah. So just win them, eliminate them, and then worst case scenario, you're the 7th seed. But you go 3-0. I don't know. All right, college basketball. Florida beat Houston.
Oh, gee. It was 3 of the worst offensive possessions that you can have to end the game by Houston. And I mean, congratulations to Florida for being able to make the plays that they had to make. But gosh, that's a tough way to go sit at home and be like, we kind of just gave them the national championship.
The last possession was so bad.
The problem with the last possession was they were playing it as if the game was tied and they were going to take the last shot of the game, but you're down.
Right.
And so you needed to be able to get a shot off quicker. So if it doesn't go in, you get a chance at an offensive rebound or at least foul, so that you get another possession. And so, I mean,
one of your other possessions, you shot too quick.
Yeah, when you had the lead, then you with like 19 or 20 seconds on the shot clock, you drive left under the basket and try to shoot a shot back with your right hand. I was just like, it was just that. And then the next one, Sharp makes the drive right hand, but it's all congested where you're going. It just they became too frantic in the time where you needed to have a little bit of calm to be able to execute. And so, yeah, but even the jump up, put the ball down, even before that, I just felt like they were just taking too long to do something. Like, needed to be in attack more.
Yeah. This is a big week. I know it's a big week for you and for all golf people who are out there. I would imagine it's very true to say this is the week that Brevin Knight must have his phone charged at all times.
Yes, because wherever we are,
you're watching.
I'm going to have it up. It's one of the greatest to be able to sit back. I hope one day I'll get the opportunity to go to the Masters. But also,
are you on the list every year?
No, I'm never on any list because we usually will have a playoff game of some scenario.
Oh yeah.
And so that was always it takes precedence, and so maybe hopefully I don't ever get to go because we're having to get ready, even though we don't do playoff games anymore.
Yeah.
But it still would be good to be around and see them. And so, but yeah, it'll be great. It'll be the ultimate. Anybody out there is watching and you want to invite me down to play because you're a member and you know someone who's a member, I'm free. I'd love to play it.
I imagine you would. What's the best course you've Well, you've played over in Europe at some big courses, right?
Well, I haven't played. I only played. I played where they played a Ryder Cup at Le Golf National and outside of Paris.
You
I
played
there.
Sawgrass, right?
Yeah, but that's in the States though.
No, I'm talking about in the States. I mean, I understand, but I know you had played some over there.
I played just a couple over there, but here play Sawgrass. Here's the thing: is you play a lot of nice courses. Once you start playing nice courses, it's just cool to be a part. They're all different.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've had the great luxury and opportunity to play a lot of nice ones.
Very cool. Very cool. But if anybody can get him,
If you want to play Augusta,
let's play Augusta. What was the other thing? Oh, we made our acting debut.
Oh, this was.
If you haven't seen the commercial, it's a commercial for FedEx.
Is it on?
It's on the Grizzlies social media, I believe. You can find it on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere, Facebook. On the Grizzlies page, you can find it. It's a commercial for FedEx that me, Brevin, and Pete starred in, and
Starring roles right here.
Yeah, and
Acting world, watch out.
Had a green room with M&Ms and stuff. That was cool.
You did?
Oh, you didn't know? Had a truck out back that was pretty neat. Trailer.
I thought we had a training bathroom. We had no green. We had a maroon hallway building. We had
Yeah, it wasn't as luxurious as you'd think in the acting world, but it was fun, and I hope you got a kick out of it if you got to see it. I thought it was it came out really good. It was entertaining.
It definitely showed us we all keep our night jobs.
That's right.
This is not something that's going to be a fallback plan of any nature.
No, it's pretty sad. All right, I have a couple of toasts today. One in honor of the Masters. Shout out to Chris Vernon, our friend Chris Vernon, our co-host on the Grizzlies live shows before and after every Grizzlies game on FanDuel Sports Network. Chris Vernon every year for the Masters does his leaderboard updates, which have taken over the golf world and are loved by the players on the tour, are watched by, and they're hysterical. And those will be on Twitter during his show. Well, just watch his show, the Chris Vernon Show. You can catch that on Grind City Media. Oh, I do a show on Grind City Media as well, The Odds Couple. Check that out. Mondays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. We talk gambling. Shout out, Chris Vernon.
Let's start charging for these spots you keep putting up here.
Also, another shout out to Jaylen Wells. We talked about Jaylen earlier. What a rookie campaign. This is amazing. I mean, the Grizzlies have played 79 games, right? Jaylen Wells played 79 games. He started 74 games as a rookie.
He was on Mikal Bridges.
How would you assess his rookie season?
I think it's been a great learning experience for him, but it has also been very productive, not for himself, just for himself individually, but for this team. It was a need. They needed a wing defender of size, and to have no Vince to start the season, there was no GG to start the season. There was a void there in that spot, and he came in and filled exactly what they needed. And I thought, as it went along, offensively started to find what his rhythm was going to be. But I thought it was good for him, but it was exactly what this team needed. And every night, you knew you could count on he was going to be out there playing. That's effort. Did he miss some shots and make some mistakes? Is what rookies do. Is what, but not just rookies, what all players do.
Yeah.
But you knew he was going to show up.
Yeah. Shout out Jaylen Wells, and hope you get better, and we'll see you in camp. All right. There was one other thing that I wanted to mention to you, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, this is what I wanted to mention to you. I had a list for today, but we're out of time, so we can't get to the list. But maybe we'll get to it next week. Oh, yeah, there's the. Boy, what kind of timer is that? The list next week. The next 5 NBA coaches fired, which could be in the next 24 hours.
Is it some odds? Is it an odds thing?
No, it's not odds.
Okay.
It's someone's opinion.
Okay.
And we'll go over that list, but that's fun. The Denver Nuggets, crazy, right? That's going to do it for us here on Night Court today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can watch each and every week on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Just search Night Court and boom, you will find us there each and every week, or you can listen wherever you get your podcasts. For Brevin, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week here on Night Court.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court Podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.